Welcome to another episode of Dad Can We Talk? I am your host, Anthony Ray, and this is episode 141 of Dad Can We Talk? Y'all might be looking at this video, if you really follow the podcast, and be thinking, man, this man has been very inconsistent with dropping his videos in the last few months, and I can tell y'all, you are totally right. I have been very inconsistent. I've been trying to get some stuff right in my life, y'all. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I've gone through a lot in the last 8 months. And, between trying to balance family life, got to work, go make money, I've had a lot of stuff going on. And just trying to keep myself right, man. Just mentally, spiritually, physically, I've just been trying to stay all put together. And if y'all know me, if anybody who listening to this really know me, if you in my inner circle, you know what I'm talking about, man. I've had a lot of stuff going on. So like I always say, man, for the people that really do support me, really do mess with me like that, please just continue to pray for me. Just pray for me. Pray for my mind. You might ask, well, pray for what? Pray for my mind. Pray that I keep a sane mind. Pray that my mind stays in the right place. And that I continue to go forward. That's all I ask from y'all out there. But I will say that I am motivated. I am encouraged that, everything is going to continue to be on the up and up. I do see a lot of progress in many different areas, a lot of different things. So I'm encouraged, man. I'm continuing to push forward. I'm happy to be still right here. I'm past 5 years now, man. So 5 years of Dad Can We Talk? February 2020. So yeah, I'm officially 5 years in. And a lot of podcasts don't make it this long. If you really look at statistics, I think it's like 90% of podcasts don't even make it past episode 1. So to be 5 years in at episode 141, that's an accomplishment. And so I'm trying to continue to push this forward. I do have so many supporters out there, man. I'm just appreciative of everyone that's always coming through, always saying great things, and just giving me good feedback. And I'm going to continue to try and get better because this is the baby. This right here is the baby, man. Dad, Can We Talk? I'll never forget. I still got it in my notepad in my phone when I first even got the idea about this back in 2017. So it's been a long time coming. So just trying to stay focused and continue to keep it pushing. Shout out to my man Mike P, the barber. Y'all, he moved. And I know he's probably very upset with me. I ain't going to say my boy upset with me, but I made his website, mikepthebarber.com, and I don't know what has been going on with his link, and it will not allow us to update his location. So we've been trying to fix that, but he is no longer on the east side of Gainesville. He is now on the west side now, out by the Oaks Mall. So if you're looking for him, give him a call before you pull up, because you might be going to the old location, because he has had some people do that. But shout out to my man Mike P, the barber. I call him the premier barber of Gainesville, Florida. He is one of the sponsors for Dad Can We Talk. So I'm always appreciative of him. So y'all go check him out at Mike P's Barbershop. Shout out to Gainesville Podcast Studio. That's where we posted up right now. Come holler at my man Nemo for all of your podcast needs. He gonna make sure you look good, you sound good, and he got it all together, man. If you come over here and you ain't got your idea together, he can work with you on that. You might just need a place to record. He got you on that. Come and holler at my man. So Gainesville Podcast Studio in the heart of Gainesville on 6th Street. Y'all come holler at them. Without further ado, man, I'm here today with my guy. This guy's he's been telling me probably since last summer, man, bro, when you gonna get me on the podcast? And I kept saying, we gonna do it, man. We gonna do it, bro. I got you. And then 2 months later, I ran into him again. He like, bro, what happened? I thought we were gonna do the podcast. I'm like, yo, we gonna get it in. And then 2 months later again, same thing. And man, I think I saw him about a month ago, man. he was like, bruh, when we gonna do the podcast? And so I said, you know what? I'm gonna stop holding off like this, man. Let's make this happen. So I made it happen. God's time, man. So
For sure.
I'm excited to talk with him, man. If y'all would have heard the conversation we just had before this right here, it was.
See why it took so long.
Yeah. Yeah. I needed it. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Sure. I needed this, man. So I'm just excited to be here to sit with another dad. Y'all know what I always say. Dad, can we talk? I put it out for everyone else. But Dad, can we talk is about me. You know, I'm always willing to learn and wean wisdom and knowledge from another person. So that's what we're going to do today. So y'all welcome to the podcast. My man, Kelvin Mattair. What up, my
What's
boy?
up, my guy?
Yeah.
You good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you having me, man.
Oh, yeah.
For real. For
Long
real.
time coming.
Like, God's timing, man. Like,
Yeah.
so that's about the only thing I can say right now.
Yeah.
Like, God's timing.
For sure.
And we here now. We finna make it do what it do.
Finna make it do what it do. So we're going to start out the podcast. First question, like always, man. My first question for you is, what was your relationship like with your dad?
Oh, it's crazy, man. It was actually good, man. And you know, truthfully speaking, I come from a great family. Raised with mom and dad, 4 older brothers. I mean, 2 older brothers, 2 older sisters, and but I didn't find out till I was like 13 that the man that I was calling my father at the time, he wasn't actually my real father. So that kind of threw me for a loophole. But at the same time, I still looked at him as my father because he taught me so many things. And to this day, I still look at him as my father. So overall, it was a kind of kinky thing, but it was still good because he taught me so much. He stepped up as a father. And that's why I still call him daddy now. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
So, yeah. So our relationship was good. It was good.
That's real.
It was good.
Shout out to all the men out there that do step up like that,
Yeah.
man. You know, because that's one thing I always tell guys that, you know, who are in situations like that, like, oh, okay, yeah, it ain't your biological child, but bro, that's your child.
Yeah.
Bro, you
For
raised
sure.
that child,
For
you
sure.
taught that child, you fed that child. That's your baby.
Yeah.
And you love him.
And you love
That's
him.
your baby. That's your baby.
So yeah, for sure,
That's-
man.
that's real. What's one thing would you say? What's the most important thing that you learned from him? One of the most important lessons that he taught you.
Man, how to change oil in the car? No, man. Man, I just watched him. He never complained. Like, he was just a hard worker. He never complained, and he provided. You know, provision and security. Like, those are the 2 things that I learned from him. And just honestly speaking, like, he wasn't the most emotional guy, but provision and security, those are the 2 biggest things that I learned. And that's how I approach the loved ones in my life, especially my daughters, you know. Like, daddy gonna provide for you and I'm gonna be security. So yeah, that was the biggest thing that he taught me, man. And how to change oil in the car.
Oh yeah, very important things.
Yeah.
Very important things. So you say you got 2 daughters. So you got how many all together?
2.
Or just them 2? Okay,
2.
so 2
2,
daughters.
yeah. Probably
What's
got
the ages?
probably got one more. One more coming probably.
Okay.
God's timing. Everything's God's
3
timing. Yeah. My oldest is 17, man. She's dual enrolled. Santa Fe and Holtz. Shout out, she doing her thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Kamaya. Daddy love you.
Yeah.
And my youngest one is 11.
Okay.
Shout out, Callie. Daddy love you.
For sure.
She's in the robotics. Both of them are, man, they good kids. Good
Yeah.
kids. They great kids. I don't have to worry about them in the streets doing nothing crazy, like disrespecting adults. Their schoolwork is handled. They respect their mothers. Like, man, they're good kids. And I love them. And they already know I do whatever for them.
Straight up.
So, yeah,
That's
17 and 11.
So 17 and 11.
Yeah,
so I
man.
have 2 daughters also, 11 and 8.
Okay.
How did you deal with, so my oldest is, 6th grade, just started middle school this year. how did you deal with that those preteen years with the girl? Because I've been trying not to be too rough. Like sometimes I'm a little rough around the edges, honestly, you know, and that's what I've been recognizing. And one of my fears is that one day I'll lose her, you know, because I'm so rough.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to know how to, I'm trying to learn how to be gentle with her and not break her spirit.
Yeah.
Because she, great kid, straight A's in school, advanced classes and everything, no problems. Except for sometimes at home, just following simple directions. And I'm like, bro, what's up? What's up, bro? What you
yeah. No, I get that. So for me, man, like, you know, just my history of dealing with at-risk youth, and knowing, you know, raising two girls, man, you want to protect them from certain young men, certain teenagers, but you know, you want them to be rough around the edges so they won't get taken advantage of. So what I messed up at early on, especially with my oldest one, is I was too rough with her, right? Because I don't want her to be taken advantage of when she get older. So the same approach that I would take with the at-risk males, I was taking with her. And as a father to a daughter, she just needed more love than anything. It's crazy, man. I had a conversation with them on a balcony the other day, my two daughters and my girlfriend, and I had to apologize to them because I kind of felt them in a sense of, one thing is this: I'm always provide for you. I'm always give you what you want. You never have to ask a man for nothing. But in the mix of them growing up and being, you know, my teenage daughter, teen years, she wanted more gentle dad. You know what I'm saying? And my thing was, no, I got to prepare you to be tough for the world. Because me and you, we both know this world will eat you up and spit you out. And I don't want that for my daughters. So while I'm trying to drill that toughness into her, that you need to clean, you know, the simple stuff. In reality, she just wanted me to probably say, hey, baby, how your day going? Come on, talk with daddy. You know, just tell me what's going on. How you feeling? You know, that simple question of, how are you feeling today? What's on your mind? What you want to talk about? What do you want to do? Not what I want you to do. What do you want to do? So, man, it's crazy. It took me this long to see that. But, you know, one thing about becoming a man and being a father, man, we have to accept, because we're not perfect. And we have to accept what we're wrong at. And she can attest to it. I sat on the porch the other day and I had that. And as much as it was eating me still to be like, no, I need to prepare you for this world. You know, my lady was telling me like, no, just listen and don't judge, right? And I was able to let them know, man, I failed y'all in that area. But now I'm here now, right? Like, daddy heart is open. Tell me what you want. Because it's hard for the kids nowadays, man, because they got access to stuff that we didn't have. So their mind is constantly going. So, yeah, man, I don't even know what the beginning of the question was.
No,
I just
stuff,
rambling on.
I deal with a lot of that stuff with my daughter, you know, and I'm just like I say, my fear, it's like I don't want to lose her. It's like one of my biggest fears is that my kids won't want to talk to me as they get older because I'm so like, you gonna do this. We gonna do it like this. And it's just all day. And it's like, I don't want to be just this nagging dad who just always, when I come home, well, I be on go mode. Y'all ain't did what?
Yeah, I need this,
Man, come on. I know y'all ain't trying me like this, bro. Turn everything off.
Come on,
clean
man.
it up.
Hey, well, I was like that the other day. So so man, my advice is we can still be that way, but we have to be a gentle way of doing it, right? And sometimes it's about just communication with them. For instance, like my girls was over and they cooked pizza the night before. They left food crumbs everywhere. I came in the house, I was like, I know, like you did, right? Like, are you serious? Come on, I just cleaned off the counter. But I told them, like, my approach should have been was, girls, come here, let me talk to you. You know I love you, right? Hey, let's do this. How about we go get some ice cream? But before, how about y'all clean up that counter or something? You know, something simple and gentle. We're still getting our dad rules and prerequisites across that we want, but we also making them feel special. Okay, we're gonna go get some ice cream, and without losing that tough dad thing. You know, man, it's it's a way to do it, not the way.
That's what one of my guys. I was talking with one of my guys.
Yeah.
So we just created this thing at the cigar lounge. This group called The Cage. Not The Cage. The Cave. So it's kind of like a man cave. So there's about 6 of us, maybe 6 or 7 guys that we're planning on meeting. We had our first meeting in February, and we were saying that we were going to try and do it, just meet every first Tuesday of the month.
Wow.
And so when we met this Tuesday, first Tuesday of this month, we all were kind of like, we need to meet a little more frequent. Man. So we're gonna be doing first and third Tuesdays. So we'll be meeting this coming Tuesday, and we're just trying to build a group where, you gonna see why I'm laughing. I'm gonna wait till you done. So we're building this group where, guys will be able to come and get it off them. And it ain't always got to be negative things. Or just you might have something good that happened and you want to come share it with the bros. And so we were talking about, I brought that to them the last meeting we had, and one of the guys was saying, shout out to my man Chris Reed, man. Chris said some great things that night that really made me think, because he's in the schools and he's like a teacher. So he's like,
Chris been doing it for a minute.
Yeah. And he was like, man, you definitely gotta be daddy. You gotta be that. And you do have to correct them, but there's a way to do it.
Yeah.
He was like, you can't be all rah, rah, rah all the time. You gotta be able to. He's like, sometimes it's so simple.
Yeah.
Sit them down. Might sit them on your lap, just, hey, baby, we're gonna make sure this will get done.
Definitely different ways to do it.
And what's so crazy is I've done it before.
Yeah.
Times where my baby girl just crying. She complaining about everything. And just in one of her moods. And there's times where I'm just like, man, I ain't even got no time to be talking about being mad and all that. Man, hey, come here, man.
Yeah.
Sit her down, go to kiss and all that. Lovey-dovey. And all right, baby, we just go make sure you clean your room, and we'll watch a movie later on tonight. She like, okay, daddy.
Okay, yeah.
Get up and
done, just like
done.
That. Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that was so easy.
Yeah.
Why is it so hard for me to do that all the time?
I think with us, man, like as men, fathers, like leaders, we have a lot going on 24/7, and like you said, we know what to do, but sometimes it get cloudy. Yep. And we forget it, and we fall back into that old routine when it comes to being a father with your kid. But I think we got to just be more consistent with doing it a gentle way and letting that overtake the dominant way. And not to jump back, but to jump back. The cave, man, it's crazy you mentioned that, and she over there smiling because, man, on this journey, man, beginning of February. I'm finna jump straight into it, right?
Yeah.
Man, God was beating down my door. Like, done pulled me out of places. Like, man, basically it's like, all right, let's do this. Man, I sent the text, and I can show you the text. I sent the text out to 7 of my homeboys after watching the movie The Forge.
Yep.
I sent the text to 7 of my homeboys, and I said, I need y'all to meet me at my house Friday at 8:30. They was like, what for? Oh, it don't matter.
Straight up.
Just be there at 8:30. If you're not there, I got to cut you loose, right? I ain't want to tell them what it was for. So, man, that group that y'all start, man, I did the same thing with my homeboys, man. Like we actually did it on Valentine's Day, February the 15th, February 14th, 8:30. And, they came to the house, man, and I call it Forge MBK, my brother's keeper. And I put them together, man, and I told them, I was like, y'all some of my closest friends. But we've been failing each other. We've been failing our kids. spouses, parents, whatever. We've been failing as leaders, fathers, all that stuff. I say that changes today. We gotta hold each other accountable. And I'm not saying we have to be perfect, but we gotta surround ourselves with people that's gonna hold us accountable to be the better version of ourselves. So it's just funny, man, that you started talking about the cave because, man, it's happening everywhere, man. He's here. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
And we know who he is. I'm looking
Straight
at the
up.
camera. You know who he is. He's here. And man, he's claiming what's his, man. And sometimes, like she was saying, man, sometimes you gotta cut people loose, man, in order to grow. I had a little thing I used to say: in order to add, you must subtract. And you know, we're getting to points in our lives, and I can feel you getting there too, man. It's not that I'm subtracting you, not because you're a bad person. It's just where I'm going. You're not adding value to what I'm doing, or you're not getting me closer to him. You know, him is God, obviously. So yeah, man, that's why I was laughing about the cave, and then you got the Forge MBK. And I'm gonna look at the camera and I say this: whatever you got to call your group, put your group together and hold each other accountable, and y'all grow. It could be called the Avengers for all I care, but it grow. So yeah.
And that's so important, man, because we need these types of things. As most people know, I left my church in 2020, and when I left, I was like, man, I'm straight, bro. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like I don't need that, bro. You know, I'm good. And you know, years started to pass by, and what I realized is that the one thing I truly missed was the camaraderie with the brothers. And that has affected me in ways that I can't even put into words yet, because I'm still going through it.
Yeah.
But I have realized that there's a lot of issues that I have with established Christianity. I have a lot of issues with things that I've saw because I was in a position to where I could see a lot of different things. And a lot of things I was like, that ain't really me. That's not me, and I can't be that.
Yeah.
But one thing that I did realize is that it kept me accountable, because I was with the brothers on Sundays. I was with the brothers on Tuesday nights, Bible study. My wife was a part of the worship team, so a lot of times I would still be at the church on the Wednesday night, just around. A lot of times Thursday nights we were having men ministry, like the cave. And then a lot of times, you know, our church was an outreach ministry, so we were always in the community. So a Friday or Saturday night, we probably in some community doing something, but I was with the brothers. So I was always with my bros all the time. If you saw me, you're gonna see me either with my pastor or one of the other brothers at the church. That was my life for a whole 10 years. And then to leave, I was isolated for the first time in my walk with God. And it affected me in ways just wild, man. It's like I feel like I understand the prodigal son a lot more now. When I first came into the faith, it was like, I get it for sure. Definitely a powerful story, but now to like live that,
it.
I understand so many things, because it was like I came in from nothing. I was never like in the church and all that type of stuff, never. And I came into it and I went head first. Like, I'm all in. If anybody know me, they'll tell you, oh, that boy, 180. Just everybody cut off.
Turn.
Boy, if you ain't about God, boy, you can't even have a conversation with me. You know, everything gonna be about this Bible, everything. If you ain't talking about that, I promise, bro, like I ain't on that.
Rock.
And so I went from that to being here, and then I feel like I walked off for a minute. I never stopped believing God. And I still was living in the truth, but I had a lot of things on the inside of me that I felt like I was like, I'm mad. You know, I don't trust people like that no more, especially in the church.
Yeah.
I don't trust people like that. I'm
Church
very
hurt.
cautious.
Church hurt, yeah.
You know, I was hurt by a lot of different things. And there were things that people were saying about me that wasn't true. And I'm just like, why we do this, bro?
Yeah.
And it made me so upset to the point to where I'm just, if I kind of knew somebody was in the church, it was like, now I had my brothers who I knew that they were solid. It was like, nah, these boys are real. But it was people like, if I ain't really know you like that and I kind of know you at the church, I'm like,
can't
I don't know, bro. I don't know about that, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and I could say that, but in my heart was callous. It was hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I really didn't realize how much that was hurting me, the bitterness and the unforgiveness that was laying low within me until like last year. And I was confronted with it. And man, when I tell you, it rocked my world, because I didn't really know how to deal with it now, because I'm like, I've been confronted with this truth that God, it ain't like nobody told me that.
Yeah.
This was God directly speaking to me saying,
to your doorstep. Yeah.
bruh, you got some stuff
Yeah.
on you. And man, that's just where I've been about the last year. And then I started going through it in my marriage. And boy, it was just like, man, what is this? Feel like I'm finna lose everything. Like my wife, my kids. And I was almost willing, not my kid part, but like, with my wife, I'm like, man, just walk out, bro. Put me out my misery.
Yeah.
Just walk out.
Yeah. I know that feeling.
You know, and it's just, I had all of these different things. Then I'm thinking about the podcast. And I'm like, man, the podcast, I done took so much, I done built on this so much. But one thing that always kept me is that even with the podcast, I can do this. I got another brother sitting here with me where I can get it up off. And I'm giving that brother the opportunity to get it up off of him. And so I'm like, I can't let that go. That's like the only fellowship I got right now,
baby.
You know, so yeah, bro. There's so much power in the unity, especially with the brothers, man. Like boy.
You mind if I interject? Man, because you just unpacked a lot right there, and I appreciate that, man. Because you know it takes courage to just speak on things that's going on inside your marriage, inside your life, period. Because we have to act so tough at times. But I'm gonna tell you this, right? I ain't gonna tell you. I'm gonna share this with you, because right now you say it kind of like in an isolation stand, but that's the best place to be, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because now you're not distracted by anything else, and you can put God first. And when I say, in the beginning we was talking about serving God through relationships and not rules. Mm-hmm. And for me, what that looks like for me is I put him first. Like, he's at the center. He's the command center. You know what I'm saying? The spirit is like the command center, and then you got the mind and the body. Just like you'll take your wife on a date, right? Mm-hmm. You'll do stuff with your kids. Why don't we do that with God every single day? We talking about the God that wake us up, right? Mm-hmm. Go to lunch by yourself. Take your Bible. I was telling her, like, his Bible, the Bible is like his journal. Mm-hmm. Like, we can open up his journal and he's telling us, what do you want to talk about? Read my journal. What do you want to talk about with me, right? Mm-hmm. I'll talk to you about anything. And that's what I do, right? I put God first. I date God first. Mm-hmm. And that allows me, my heart, to be open and focus on other things after that, because we can't really do anything if we don't put God at the center. And for years, God has always been a part of our life, but he wasn't the center. And once that center is solidified, it's hard to break. But if you're a part of something, it's easy to branch off. So, man, where you're at is a good place to be, man. Just continue to limit those distractions and make him the center, bro, and everything else will fall in place. And sometimes He gonna talk to you. God gonna tell you to move, and he gonna tell you to stand still. And for the month of February, for me, some days he was telling me to, okay, strike. And then he'll tell me, okay, stand still and let me work. Some days he was telling me, okay, pour out your weaknesses, right? But I was listening to him, and a new thing that I'm doing that, I think it was Solomon. Solomon asked God for two things, wisdom and understanding. But God gave him wisdom, understanding, and a whole bunch more. And so my prayer now, man, my kind of daily prayer is, God, just give me wisdom and understanding. And once I ask for that, man, he starts showing me everything else on that day. Every day is a day-to-day decision. All right, God, what direction? Because like we was talking about before, we know what we want to do. We know our plans. I know how I want my future. But Jeremiah 29:11, your plans are nice, but this is what I got for you, right? So my thing is, just show me direction every single day, because we can easily get lost, man, in this world that we're in. And so right now you're in a perfect place, bro. Perfect place. And when we leave here, I'm going to give you some stuff, and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. And you will see why he is in the building wherever you go, because I honestly feel like you're anointed, bro. And I'm not just throwing that word around. I really feel like that, because it takes a lot to continue to push through when you're going through stuff. And like you say, people constantly coming up to you. They want to talk to you and share stuff with you. And that's not by coincidence, bro. That's by design. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we just have to step into it and be like, all right, hey, you use me like you want to use me. Straight up. So
straight up.
Yeah, you're in the perfect place.
And that's just something that, and I know I want to get things right, because it's like I got these babies coming up behind me.
Got the babies.
And then I have a son, and I see that my son, so he's 9, and that joker got like this version of me, where he got the anger in him. And I'm like, yeah, well, I got to be careful with this joker here, because he can go from 0 to 100, but he's also like me in a way that he's passionate.
Yeah.
Very passionate about what he believes and things that he's doing. You ain't gonna tell him that he ain't. You ain't gonna tell him that he ain't the fastest on that playground. That's just how he feels.
That's that confidence right there.
You ain't. He's, man, daddy. Every time I go to PE, I moss everybody out there. I'm like, so you done moss somebody again today? Yeah.
Doing it.
And he believed that. I don't know if it's true.
You don't know if he doing it or not.
But when he tell me how he believe it, you ain't gonna tell that boy nothing different.
That's what's up,
and so
man.
I know I got him coming up behind me, and he watching my every step.
Without a doubt.
Every step, man.
And he not the only one either.
Believe it.
But yeah.
So, man, I look at these things, and I just look at us. If we're not, everybody talk about, the next generation, these young boys, young girls doing this and they're doing that. But if we're, as the adults, a lot of times we look at our parents and people say boomers are like the ones that's stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
And I can agree with that sometimes, boomers.
We stuck in our ways.
And I don't want our generation to be like that once we get older, and they talk about us in that same way. I try to be very understanding with my kids and just try to understand where they're coming from at times. One time I asked my daughter one time, I said, how come it's like when y'all go to school, y'all do everything right? The teacher, y'all get them S's on the conduct, and y'all the pleasure they have in class, and you follow directions and all that. And I'm like, man, y'all teachers always talk so good. And then it's like when y'all come home, it's like I ask you to pick the shoe up off the floor. You go crazy. You look at me like I'm telling you something crazy.
Something crazy.
But one thing she said, now I asked the question and she gave me an answer, and I ain't had no rebuttal. And she was like, well, Daddy, at least the teachers don't yell at us and call us names sometimes.
You asked, she gave you that answer.
And I ain't have a rebuttal for it. I'm like, you know what? Damn, she right. I do be like that sometimes. And it's like, it's hard to respect, even as an adult. Even if I'm out and about and the guy come to me talking to me, hey, bro, listen, we going to talk to each other like adults, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't even saying anything about what you're saying, but, bro, you're going to talk to me with some type of respect, bro.
Yeah.
Come to me like a grown man, talk to me with respect, bro, we can get it. Like if I'm at work or something, man, bro, listen, you ain't gonna come with all the yelling and all that, bro. Because now I ain't even focused on what you're saying. I'm looking at how you're coming at me.
Yeah.
But I would say that, but then do it with my kids.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just like, you know what? I have to have a better approach because, I mean, I hope they ain't got nothing to say about what I'm saying. It's like, bro, you literally left it on the floor. I just need you to pick it up. But if I'm coming in just yelling, I have to give them the same respect that I want. So
yeah, but you know, it's crazy, man. We done been indoctrinated in so many different ways, not just spiritually, you know, culturally and all like that, to even like men things that we do. Man, but self-evaluation is very important. I think we don't do enough of that as men. We might do it, but it's not authentic and genuine. And sometimes you might have to start journaling or recording yourself asking like, okay, how did I treat my kids today? How did I treat my spouse today or whatever? How did I do today? What did I do wrong and what can I do to fix that? We might have to start doing that every single day so we can start correcting the wrong things we do, and eventually you'll build that consistent pattern of being that gentle person that you really want to be. Because I think we all know this version of ourselves that we want to be, but so many experiences and life traumas and stuff keep us from being that person. So it's like daily work. You know what I'm saying? So self-evaluation, man, at the end of the night, in the morning, whenever you want to do it, every single day, self-evaluate how your previous day went and what you did wrong and how you can fix that. And it could be from, you know, dealing with your kids to your spouse, or even at work. But we don't do enough self-evaluation and we don't isolate ourselves enough. But we all learning. We live and we learn, man.
That's real. What's been your greatest challenge as a father this far in the 17 years that you've been a dad?
Just keeping these young men away from my girls. Yeah.
I ain't got to that point yet.
Let me see. My greatest challenge, man. Honestly, it's been myself, man. Trying to find that balance, dude. Cause you want to be, cause I know my girls look at me as a superhero off rip, you know, with my occupation, and our relationship is great. You know, I'm a very funny guy with my girls. Like we clown all the time, but my greatest challenge over the years has been myself, man, trying to balance things out and trying to be that perfect person. And and I, you know, like I say, it's work every single day. Like I just learned something new the other day, as you know, as a father. So it's never ending, man. So and that's a challenge that I don't mind accepting every single day. And with this new mindset of mine, like it's actually making it a little easier because I'm able to sometimes sit back and be gentle and observe and just listen. New thing I'm learning is listening without judgment, right? And it's hard to listen to kids come up with excuses when we wasn't raised like that. Like, no, man, get it done. Like, forget all that, get it done. But in reality, man, we just need to listen and try to understand where they're coming from. So, to answer your question is, my challenge, I have been my greatest challenge as a father over the years.
Sheesh. And
it's a day-to-day thing, man. And it, you know, it's, I don't know.
That's speaking to me, bro. Oh my God.
We'll fix it when it's meant to be fixed. But again, you know, for years, man, God, I was raised in the church, bro. Morning Star Missionary Baptist Church, right up on the hill. I was in the youth choir and all. Can't sing, but when you're in a choir, you don't have to sing. You can just blend in, right? So God has always been a part of my life, man. But making Him the center of my life, I'm able to look at those challenges as not challenges, but just building blocks every single day as a father, as a man, just a better person, period. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Man, that's on point. I had to speak at a parent conference in Ocala Friday, and I was on that topic. You know, I was just saying how we are our biggest, as parents, we are our biggest obstacle. You know, it ain't all the other stuff. You know, we can make all these other things that are obstacles. Man, your biggest obstacle is right in that mirror.
Facts.
Every morning you wake up,
every day.
we have it's all on us. You know, it's all the stuff I got going on, I feel like I know everything I need to do to get out of where I'm going at.
Yeah.
To get where I'm going at. I know exactly what I need to do. It's just hard to get out of my own way.
Yep.
I'm in the way. You know, one of my guys told me years ago, and I never forget, I was at a service, man. He said, boy, you want to know the robber of your house? Go look in that mirror. He said, you are the thief in your home. And when he said that, it just, man, the conviction flow. I would say, oh, Lord, that's me. I'm the thief in my own house.
Yeah.
It's me. It ain't nobody else. Can't make no other excuses. It's me. If I am self-aware, if I take care of myself spiritually, mentally, physically, if I work on my fathering skills, if I work on my parenting skills, and if I work on my relationship skills, bro, that'll fix almost everything I have going on. I have to work on those things daily.
Daily. That's that work.
And then I work for a fatherhood program where I teach all of these things every single day to other dads.
Yeah.
You know, and every time I have a meeting with one of my dads, I'm sitting here reading through this workbook.
Yeah.
And it's preaching to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, boy, that's... Shoot, I need to work on this here, boy. This for me, you know. So
you know, we give great advice,
yeah,
but sometimes it's hard to take our own advice.
Man,
I don't know why.
Yeah,
right. That's
tough.
I don't know the answer to that, but you know, in the midst of doing all that, it's a word I want you to remember: grace.
Now there's another confirmation for me.
Give yourself grace in the midst of all this, because we're not perfect. We're not gonna get it right. Even mothers not perfect. Mothers, women, give yourself grace as well. You know, as fathers, man, while you're doing this work and you reading the workbook and you know what you need to be doing and hitting every area, give yourself grace. Just in case you do make that mistake, don't beat yourself up about it. And I think we don't give ourselves grace enough. Or you give yourself too much grace and now you just out here doing all whatever. But grace, remember that grace, man. Give yourself grace.
Shout out to my man, Mr. Anthony Moore, man. He just told me that last night.
That's what's
he
up.
He was like, if you learn, you begin to show grace to those outside of your house, then it'll make it easier to show grace to your wife, to show grace to your kids. It's like, man, you gotta... It's like it's in here, bro.
Yeah. You
got to start to practice these things, because in order to get to where you're trying to go at, bro, this is something that you will have to overcome.
Got to.
And man, I ain't like I always say, I ain't got no rebuttal for that, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't got no and or but. Nah, you right, bro.
Yeah.
You absolutely right, man. So yeah, we just had that talk last night on that topic. So that's more confirmation for me.
And
I want to ask you this. If you could sit down like what we're doing right now and give the 18-year-old version of Kelvin, knowing everything you know right now, if you can give him one piece of advice, what would you say to him?
Make God the center of your life, and not a part of it. I would literally break down making God the center and just not being around the church. And you know, it's like having God the center of your life ain't got nothing to do with church, bro. You know, we oftentimes we forget that the definition of church is a congregation. But my advice, I would sit in there and be like, Kevin, man, date God first. Take God on daily dates. Talk to him daily. Ask him for wisdom and understanding. Make him the center of your life. Like the spirit needs to be the command center of your life. That's what I would tell him.
That's
straight
real.
up.
That's
and
real.
He probably would have been in the NBA by now if he would have listened. Nah, that's a joke.
That boy would have been there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got one more for you, man.
Right,
What's your legacy like? What do you want your legacy to be when you leave here? Like, how do you want to be remembered?
Man, Man, so I'm a answer this question a little differently. My girlfriend asked me, she was like, if we can have a superpower together, what would it be? And I ain't say to be invisible or to be a magician and get money. I said to heal people. I said I wish we both had powers to heal people. So man, when I leave here, I want people to say that, man, Kevin was able to talk to me and say some stuff in me to get me to change who I am to be the best version of myself. And me, JBU, just be you, everyone else is taken. That's been my whole thing. I just want people to be the best version of themselves, because we're, as time goes on, man, we're gonna change it. We're gonna change and evolve into different people, but we gotta find the practices and daily consistencies to be the best version of ourselves. So my legacy is just be you, just be you and be the best you that you can be. That's what I want. That's what I want to leave people with when I leave this earth. Which I don't plan on leaving here no time soon. I'm gonna say that on camera. And if I do leave, I'm gonna come back as a Gator fan. No, I'm a Seminole. I just had to throw that in there.
Don't do that, man. But shout out to Gator basketball though. Them boys looking good.
Listen,
I see.
I can't. I'm a diehard Seminole, but I love sports. I love basketball, and I got to say, man, them boys, they a threat. Good. They different. They I ain't gonna say they like them 2005 Gators.
Yeah.
That was basketball 2005, but they legit. They legit.
Boys
I still don't want them to win the championship, but they legit.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Well, yeah, man, we gonna end it there, man.
Good place.
Well, before we leave, is there anything that you got going on, got coming up that you want people to know about, or how can people, if they want to reach out to you, how can they get in contact with you?
What Deion Sanders say, I ain't hard to find. No, I'm really not hard to find, man. But for the past year, man, so many people had access to me that shouldn't have access to me, and I'm in a place now like, if I didn't, I don't want you to have access to me like that. Let's just say that, right? Really? But if you're in the areas where I'm at, then I'm always approachable. Yeah. If you know how to find me, you know how to find me. Let's just say that. Like I'm not hiding. I just don't be.
My boy say he move in the shadows.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like, God got me working, man, and I'm working. I'm isolating myself and I'm working, but I'm around too. Like if I pull you over, I might let you go. How many people I done let go, man, with a ticket, man. I thought, and I was like, you getting a warning today, and you could thank the girl in the blue dress. They'd be like, what is he talking about? Don't worry about it. You'll know it in due time. But I got Instagram. I'm not really on Facebook, man. I got Instagram, and I'm not even gonna give it my name out. For sure, but I'm easy to find if you know. If you want to find me, you can find me. Let's just say that. But just know when you come, it's different. It's different. You know what I'm saying? It's different, and we moving, man. We evolving. We elevating. Yeah.
So
put a bat signal in the air. Put a bat signal in the air. I'm like, Papa.
Yes, sir. Well, yeah, man, we gonna end it like that. Man, I definitely appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate you, man.
Definitely enjoyed this. Got a lot out of this.
I'm gonna say that. I ain't mean to cut you off. Stay the course, bro.
Oh yeah.
Stay the course, man. What you're doing is what you're meant to do. And stay the course, bro. It's gonna get bigger. It has no choice but to get bigger because we're in 2025 and this is a remarkable year for everybody. Stay the course. Just remember those words. Stay the course, and it all fall in place. My bad. Man,
Well, hey, I'm gonna let that be it right there. So for all the supporters out there, man, y'all go to YouTube, find us at Dad Can We Talk. I got the other channel up, Can We Talk Network. I'm still trying to see where I'm gonna go with that and what I'm gonna do with it. But I would love if y'all were to go in, hit subscribe on Can We Talk Network. If you go to YouTube, put the @ Can We Talk Network. You ain't even got to put spaces in it. Can We Talk Network, all together, one word, and the channel will pop up. And then if you go to YouTube and type in Dad Can We Talk, is definitely gonna pop up. Y'all gonna see that logo right there.
Dope logo.
And it's gonna pop up. Subscribe to the channels and be on the lookout for more content from my Men Can We Talk podcast, also with my guy, the big Azriel Maccabee. Yeah, we trying to get some more stuff going on with that. So I'll be back next week. I'll be recording again. I got my man Kevin Lynham coming on
OG.
for part 2. He is another person. He been reaching out ever since the first one. He like, man, listen, I want to do another one. So I'm like, we're gonna do that, bro.
Nice.
I got you. So y'all be on the lookout for that. And at the end of the month, I'll be sitting with my guy Devontae Davis and my man Kevin Nelson, my GHS partners, man. So they got some stuff going on. So I can't wait to sit down and talk with them. I know them clowns, man, they're gonna have me dying. But yeah, y'all continue to stay put. Tune in to Dad Can We Talk and Can We Talk Network. And we up out of there.